Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about some things I've said along the way of some of the things that you learn in your first psychology course. These pretty much apply to your first sociology course too. But things you might hear, probably will hear at some point. And there's mainly 4 that I'm going to talk about. Okay, now let's just say in psychology course 101. One of the first things they teach you is that everybody thinks they're a psychologist. Same thing for sociologists. And number 2 is do not diagnose, period. Okay, and that leads to number 3, which is just because a person has the symptoms, characteristics, that does not mean they have the disorder. Okay, you're not qualified to make that diagnosis. Yeah. The 4th one is basically that once you get down the line and you start writing papers, getting papers published, books, you have clients, you're an actual counselor and all this. Even before then, you will have people who are going to criticize you. People in this field, people at your same level in this field, all along the way, pretty much all along the way. They will have a different view of what you are discussing or writing about, whatever. Now in this, okay, you know to expect this, and it's not a problem. It's expected in this field, in both fields, really, psychology and sociology. Now, so it's accepted. You know this is going to happen. Now, the person who's doing this should not be attacking you personally. I've said this before and I'm saying this again. Back when I was on the debate team back in high school, we learned this. You don't attack the person. You really are not on attack. You're debating, but you don't attack the person. That's somebody who has a weak argument. Okay, you go against. You say your view on what is being debated, not the person. Unless hey, no. That some people who have a weak argument, what they do is they do try to attack you. It could be things such as what university you attended. Okay, and it can be an accredited university that's been open since the 1800s. Well known, whatever. They'll try to attack that. Some will, some might. And or they could attack you personally, like usually in something like that. They won't attack your looks, your physical looks, physical body, but they might try to attack something like your intelligence. Yeah, that shows that they have a weak argument. It really does. None of this is one size fits all. Read the disclaimer, my disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. Well, it can mean more than, why are they attacking you personally? It could be because of many reasons or just one reason. Some of the other ones might be, their jealousy. They could be jealous of something about you. And that's what they're attacking you on. Trying to demean it, to make it not look very special, make it actually look worse. This is such a common practice. It's a common practice also in people have done, when a person has done you wrong, and some of the things that they do, we know it. We've seen enough, of this. Maybe not. They do the whole smear campaign. Part of the smear campaign, starting off like, say you're married to somebody and you see a text on their phone by accident. You're standing there, it goes off, you look down and you go, whoa. Until you tell your friend tells her husband, if that's whatever the case, and her husband unknowingly to you or her, ask your husband, and your husband does the thing of saying you're paranoid. There was nothing there. You're setting it up to make him look good, you look bad, and it just goes on from there. Yeah. pretty much enough on number 4. But what about number 1? Everybody thinks they're a psychologist or a sociologist. Now, you know, not everybody. It does not mean everybody. But I've found in my life that to be true. My degrees are in both psychology and sociology. And I have found it, you know, fairly common that people will argue with you. Oh, yes, they will argue with you. Because everybody thinks they're a psychologist, sociologist. And that's kind of funny. And, yeah. Number 2 and number 3 pretty much go together. Number 2 is, you know, that you do not diagnose. Okay, you're taking a Psych 101 class, or you haven't even finished your bachelor's yet. And, you know, you're not even into your master's yet. You still do not diagnose. You don't diagnose until you are qualified to do so. And that's like a licensed by the state, counselor, social worker. It depends on where you live, how they do it. You know, marriage and family counselor. Whatever it is where you live. You know, you might not live in the same state as I, or the same country even. So, yeah, but they're licensed by the state. It could be certification too. Number 3. Not just because they have the traits, the characteristics, the whatever meets certain criteria of the DSM, a person you know, that does not mean that they have the disorder. Plain and simple, it doesn't mean that. The only people who can do it were, exactly, the ones who can diagnose. And that would be their counselor, their therapist, not yours, not anybody else's. That therapist actually sees them. That person licensed by the state or whatever governing body. And so anybody who, say, you know, watches somebody on TV or on video or over the phone, and, well, not, you know, not over the phone, but they're just watching something, and they make a diagnose? No. It has to be this person has to actually be their client, okay? You know, some people call it patient. That counselor's client. Yeah. That's enough for this video. I do want to say this is, March 4th? And I just did a video yesterday about how bad the weather is. Well, it was that way this morning too. Pretty bad. And now it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're supposed to finally go back into Texas weather. Yeah, let's hope so after today. Okay, 6 months of winter? No. All right, enough of this video for now. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle icon. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. You can like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would, and I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.